Hello Salesforce Developers, and welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, you're going to learn all about Data Cloud permissions and how you can use them to give access to your Data Cloud users. My name is Danielle Laregi, and I'm a Senior Developer Advocate at Salesforce. In this video, we're going to show you how to use permission sets to give your users access to the various features that are available in Data Cloud. Then, we're going to talk about data spaces, what the use cases are, and how to use them. And finally, we're going to show you how to create a data space and start associating data model objects and data lake objects with different data spaces. Okay, let's get started. We're going to start our journey on permission sets here on our help.salesforce.com site, which is where you can find a lot of information and documentation about Data Cloud permissions. Now in this video, we're going to assume that you already know what permission sets are. If you are not yet familiar with permission sets, I would encourage you to use our help.salesforce.com site to first familiarize yourself with permission sets and how they work. Now here we can see that Data Cloud has 6 standard permission sets that are provided out of the box that you can use to assign access to your users. We recommend that you use these permission sets and not create your own custom permission sets, because permission sets are automatically updated with each release as new features become available for Data Cloud. Using a custom permission set would mean that you would have to do extra work to maintain that permission set as new features come out for Data Cloud. The first permission set that we're going to look at is the Data Cloud Admin permission set. This permission set allows users to access all functionality within Data Cloud, like mapping data to a data model, creating and editing data streams, creating and editing identity resolution rule sets, and creating and editing data actions and data action targets, as well as working with calculated insights. There's also a Data Cloud user permission set, which gives read-only access to most of Data Cloud's features. There are 4 additional marketing permission sets that give varying levels of access. The most privileged access is given under the Data Cloud for Marketing Admin permission set. This permission set allows users to manage day-to-day configuration needs, support, maintenance, and to perform regular system audits. The least amount of access is the Data Cloud for Marketing Specialists, which only allows users to manage segments, but they also have view access to things like data streams, data lake objects, and data model objects. The Data Cloud for Marketing Data Aware Specialists gives access to users to map data models, create and edit data streams, and create and edit identity resolution rule sets. Finally, the Data Cloud for Marketing Manager gives access to create and edit segments, data actions, and data targets. All of the access provision under each permission set is laid out neatly in this table. And don't worry, we will link this URL to our resources at the end of this video. Okay, now let's check out these new permission sets that we just learned about in our Data Cloud Solar Circles org. So I'm first going to navigate over here to Setup. And then in my quick find box, I'm going to type in permission sets. Then I'm going to navigate over here to D. And you can see here, there are 4 permission sets that I have currently available in my Data Cloud org. Okay, now that we've seen how to use permission sets to give access to our Data Cloud users in Data Cloud, now let's look at how to use data spaces to further grant access to our users in Data Cloud. Okay. Here we are back on our help.salesforce.com site on the data spaces documentation page, which is where you can find a lot of information about what data spaces are and how to use them. So let's jump into what a data space is. A data space is a way for you to organize your profile data, insights, and marketing data in Data Cloud. You can segregate your data, metadata, and processes into multiple categories such as brands, regions, or departments. This will allow users to only see data that they care about. Data Spaces was created to help companies better segregate the data that they are viewing in a single Data Cloud instance. Access control to data spaces is managed through permission sets. When you bring in data from a source to your data cloud, you associate the data lake objects to a relevant data space. After you associate the data lake object with a data space, everything that happens within a data space stays in the context of that data space. In our image, we can see that there are 3 data spaces defined. Each data space contains segments and activations, insights and actions, identity profiles, data model objects, and data lake objects that have been assigned to that data space. A default data space will already exist in your organization that you cannot delete. Access to data spaces other than the default data space is granted to Data Cloud through permission sets. Users can only manage items in the data spaces that are assigned to them. Okay, here we are back in our Solar Circles Data Cloud org. And what we're going to do is go over here to Setup and click Data Cloud Setup. And from there, we're going to go over here to Data Spaces. And we can see here that we already have our default data space that we talked about earlier. I'm going to go over here and click New. And then for data space name, I'm going to enter in Solar Circles USA, which is going to be the data space for Solar Circles USA customers. And then data space prefix, I'm just going to do DS1 to signify that this is our first data space that we're creating, new. And under a description, I'm just going to put this is for USA based customers. And then click Save. And voila, we have created our first Data Cloud data space. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is assign the Solar Circles USA permission set to ourselves. So I'm going to click here under Solar Circles USA under Permission Sets. And then I'm going to click Manage Assignments. And then I'm going to click Add Assignment. And then I'm going to search for myself under Admin Users. And here I am. And then click Next. And then finally, I'm going to click Assign. And now I have been assigned the Solar Circles USA data space permission set. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Done here. Okay, the final thing that I'm going to do is associate a current existing data lake object with my newly created Solar Circles USA data space. So I'm first going to go over here to Data Spaces and click the tab. And then I'm going to select my Solar Circles USA data space. I'm going to go over here to Add Data. And then I'm going to choose one of my contact data lake objects that I'm already ingesting via a data stream. Then I'm going to click Next. And then I'm going to click Set Filters under Filters. And here I'm going to add a filter that says if the contact, and I'm going to look for mailing country, and I'm going to say equals, then USA, and then add it to this data space. So if a contact is coming in via this data lake object via my data stream, and it has a mailing country of USA, it's going to get added to this Solar Circles USA data space. And I'm going to click Save. And there we go. We have our data space created and our contact data lake object added. If you'd like to continue your learning, please check out one of the numerous Data Cloud resources that I've listed for you here. And we would love for you to stay connected with us. There are a multitude of ways in which you can stay connected with Salesforce developers. The first way is going to our developer.salesforce.com site, where we post a lot of different blog content. The other way is connecting with our Trailblazer community, where you can connect with other developers if you have questions and need them answered. We also have Twitter, where you can follow us using Salesforce Developers, or our YouTube channel, which you're already tuned into currently. You can subscribe to it. And also, you can connect with us on LinkedIn, where we do a variety of LinkedIn streams like LinkedIn Lives. Thank you for tuning into this YouTube video. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give us a like or subscribe to our Salesforce Developers YouTube channel. Now, this is not the end of our Salesforce Data Cloud Decoded series, so we're going to have a multitude of videos still coming out for you all. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Once again, my name is Danielle Laregi. I'm a Senior Developer Advocate at Salesforce, and I'll see you next time, Salesforce Developers. Goodbye!